Hi, I'm Mike McCormack, and I'd like to welcome you to this online training course, 8 Sales Success Secrets That Really Work Today. In this part of the course, we're going to be looking at mindset. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the most important secrets of them all. Get this right and success follows, just like day follows night. In a crowded market where everybody's shouting, how do you stand out from the crowd of salespeople? How do you look and sound different? How do you have prospects that not only listen, but actively want to talk with you? Mindset is critical because it's all about getting your head and brain in the right place so that customers want to work with you. Our problem is that it's a crowded market and everybody's shouting. So how can you be different? How can you stand out from the crowd of ordinary salespeople? How do you stand out so that you have prospects that not only listen, but actively want to talk with you? The answer is simple. It's to have the right mindset. Let's look at why this is so critical. There are 3 dimensions to mindset we'll look at, and here's the first. To understand why mindset matters so much, let's start out by looking at what used to work in sales and why it doesn't work today. In the good old days, in lots of ways, life was easy. People knew that salespeople sold things and customers bought them. The 2 roles were very clear. The sales techniques of yesterday depended on the salesperson being able to manipulate the customer, because the salesperson knew more than their customers did. That meant they could say anything, because it was hard, if not impossible, to prove them wrong. But at the same time, it led to sales getting a pretty sleazy reputation. The expression caveat emptor was born, effectively, buyer beware. But perhaps the most notable feature of yesterday's salespeople was that their motivation was self-serving. All they wanted to do was make the sale and then move on. Next customer, please. When I look back at old-style sales training, it makes me laugh. These are just some of the principles old-style sales taught. Look at them and think about them. If you were the customer, how would you feel being on the receiving end of that lot? Those principles are hardly building trust or respect, are they? And interestingly, those principles lead us to where we find ourselves today. Yesterday's salespeople have become today's sales dinosaurs. And in the same way as the dinosaurs were rendered extinct by a giant meteorite, today's sales dinosaurs are being rendered extinct by something almost as powerful. Old-style sales depended on the salesperson knowing more than the customer, and all the time that was true, it worked to a degree, because the balance of power was with the salesperson. The customer had no quick way of getting the knowledge they needed to be able to form a rational decision. So what's changed? It's pretty simple, really. Not surprisingly, customers hated it. When they detected a whiff of sales technique heading their way, what did they do? Run for cover, of course. Think about it. If you're in a store and somebody comes up to you saying, "Can I help you?" what do? You run for cover. So it was into that world came the real game changer. And the game changer was Google, or Bing, or Yahoo. Suddenly, customers could find out about anything pretty much instantly. So, Mr. Salesman, you're saying this is the cheapest? Okay, let's check that out. The result is the balance of power moved to the customer. And it's worse than that. Typically, salespeople had generic knowledge about their products and services. Now customers could get answers to their own, highly specific questions. So they weren't able to just get answers, they were able to get better answers to their specific questions. For the old-style sales dinosaurs, this was the equivalent of the meteorite that wiped out the real dinosaurs of eons ago. Because we've now got to a position where the average customer knows more, often much more, than the average salesperson, and critically about how a solution will work, specifically for them. What that leads to is the flashy, fast-talking, smooth-operating salesperson of yesterday has gone the way of the dinosaur. Their once powerful techniques now just irritate customers. They don't know enough about their customers to be able to really help them. So they find themselves failing, and very often they don't know why. Why can't they see the meteorite that's devastating their world? And that, in summary, is our challenge. And it's a hard one. How hard? Get this. Almost every salesperson wants to sell to the decision maker. In business-to-business terms, that usually means getting to an executive in a company. So think on this. According to the US Census Bureau, there are over 10 million business-to-business salespeople in the USA. If you then look at the top 2,000 companies in the USA and estimate there are 5 executives in each of them, you have about 10,000 executives the salespeople want to meet with and sell to. So we have about 10 million salespeople probably trying to call on 10,000 customers. That's 1,000 salespeople per customer. Do you begin to see why this is so hard? And that is our challenge. How can we be instantly and recognisably different to the traditional sales dinosaur? Because we have to. Because there's still an awful lot of sales dinosaurs out there making our lives difficult. And then, how can we operate differently so that we become truly effective in winning and growing customers? That's what this course is all about. And I hope by the end of it, you'll be a master of new style sales and able to help your customers make great buying decisions. So thank you for your time. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to talking with you again very soon. Bye for now.